What's going on, everyone? I am Joshua 625 Media, and it is Vlog Sunday. I am excited about this Vlog Sunday. Of course, we're going to talk stats and progress, but some more on what we announced on Thursday. New content from the attic. And thank you for joining us on this kind of fall-like Sunday here in Ohio. I don't know where you are or if you're still experiencing a heat wave or anything like that, but last week was hot, and today, man, it feels beautiful. Like a little chilly. I don't have to have the air conditioning on at all. It's just one of those days, but that means winter is right around the corner, and, well, not excited about that. But yes, it's Sunday, it's Vlog Sunday, and I wouldn't say we have a lot to talk about, but there's some interesting information to come this week, and information that I'm actually very, very excited about regarding new content and when those things are or could be launching. So let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our stats for the month. And so far, we take a look at blog views, 153 views for the month of September at this point. Last week we were on pace for 400 views. Now with the dip that happened last week, we're now on pace for roughly 300 views, which is right about, it's where I'd expect us to be. But after last month, we were at almost 400 views last month. So if we only hit the 300 mark, that means that we slipped and we didn't quite do as much as we could have to drive that traffic. Now, I will say that, and I talked about it before, the social media groups and getting and sharing our blog links that way, I have limited that to weekends. So I do expect that to go up by the end of today or by end of Monday. But that did free up some time. But we do see the effects that it has on our numbers. Just as a reminder, our goal for September is 500 views. So, we're mid-month. It's time to assess, okay, do I need to put in a little bit more effort there in order to meet the goal? Ad revenue is still at $0. I need to just take that out of the graphic for now and just announce when we get our first payment, because with numbers like this, we're not gonna see any payment anytime soon. Because usually with affiliate and ad programs like something like AdSense, or I'm also signed up with InfoLinks. You don't get paid until you make a certain amount of money, and we're far from that at this point. But it's nice to know that we're still thinking about it. T-shirt revenue, I'm just gonna kind of pass on by that. Although I have been thinking about that a little bit this week, on top of all the planning for the new content. But yeah, zero. Big goose eggs. Voiceover. We did manage to get signed up with ACX. So ACX is a way to get connected with digital publishers to create audiobooks for their work. So I did get signed up for that. I don't know that I have the time to commit to some of that work, but with some of, with some of the filming that I was doing this week, it felt like it was a good thing to get signed up for because of the type of work that it entails. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a little bit. User testing, just as a reminder, we still do that this week. About the same as last week as far as what got paid out. I will say that the tests taken this week was very, very limited. There was plenty of opportunity, but working a full-time job and having those notifications come to you each day, you miss out on a lot of them. So while the opportunities are there, it may not always translate in a lot of tests taken. So I'm going to be seeing if maybe there's something else that we can do there to try to up that revenue, because we had a really good month to begin with in July, and then August was down from that, and this month is down from that as well. Although we're on pace to do about the same that we did in August. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see if there's anything else that we can do to try to help boost those numbers. But $440 month to date, so helpful. Still a revenue stream, not the type of revenue success that we're looking for yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're making some steps forward. So, what did I learn this week? Well, they're not huge revelations, I would say. Reevaluating the content schedule is helpful. So, part of launching the new content that I wanted to launch this month was all about reevaluating the content that I was producing, but also the schedule in which I produce that content. And the new content that I'm going to be doing is something that I can record in bulk. Now, I have to remember that I can't put some of these things away, and we'll talk about the content that's launching next week. But I can't. I got to remember that I can't just do it once and then walk away from it and never do it again, because these are things that are supposed to be helping me improve, and I'm also sharing that with you. So if I'm not doing them, I'm not going to get better. So that's one thing that I got to remember that I didn't put on here, but I definitely have to remember that. But recording in bulk is going to be more time up front. It's going to be a lot more time up front, and I'll tell you that right now, but it's going to save me time later. So I know that at least over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm not necessarily in a rush to record anything other than what I do on Sunday, which is good. And I know a lot of bloggers out there, they take that approach when they write their content. They may sit down and write a few posts at once and then schedule those to publish. I'm not sure why. I knew that happened, and I knew that that's helpful, but I'm not sure why it took me almost 3 months to go, yeah, I should do that. Work smarter, right? I forgot motion graphics and animations are time consuming. So yesterday I spent a good amount of time working on motion graphics, and you might have saw some of that already in the episode, the new social media fly-in that I created. I also created some graphics for our new content. I've got some more to do. Luckily, I've filmed a good portion of the next 3 to 4 weeks. So, sorry, I had an itch. Like, I am fidgety today. I'm not sure why. It's probably all the coffee that I've consumed at this point. But motion graphics, wow. Even the simplest thing, like the bars that just kind of fly in, those can be time consuming, very, very time consuming. So I'll need to make sure that I'm working that into my time budgeting if I'm going to be doing a lot of that. But I try to do the bulk of that up front instead of trying to piece it here and there. Like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. I try to think of all of the different assets that I need for whatever production it is, and then put them all together in one project, which is part of the reason it becomes time consuming. But yeah, I probably spent 3 to 4 hours just working on motion graphics yesterday, and you probably won't even notice most of them. At least not right away. Finally, it's okay to let the numbers slip if I'm working toward other goals. And we're going to look at the social media goals again here in a little bit. But the blog views and the social media growth definitely dipped this week and haven't really been what I expected this month. And part of that's because I've been trying to work towards other goals, mainly the content goals that I set out. But it's okay as long as we're making strides forward towards those other goals, and we are going to meet some of our September content goals already. So I feel like it's okay, and now I can go back and concentrate on some of those, and even hyper focus on one social media or the other, or go right into voiceover and really focus on that for like a week or two, and really try to make some progress forward there. But also, we can't neglect the other things. We have to keep those in mind. So I think that it's successful, even though I'm probably not going to meet most of my goals as far as engagement, viewership, just because the trend is so little. It's like, meh. But we're keeping it all in mind. So as long as I'm not forgetting about it, I'm good with that. So those are the lessons that we've learned this week. And it's been a week where I feel like I'm talking about the same thing that I talked about last week, where I'm saying, I kind of I've kind of forgotten that time is valuable and that time can fly by very, very quickly. And this was another week. It was a full week, but it was another week where I just felt like I ran out of time. And it's not because I was super busy. I think it's because I got so caught up in what I was actually working on that it just flew, and I was having fun doing it. And we'll talk about what I was filming here in just a minute. But I forgot how much fun it can be to do those things. Even some of the mundane things that you film and like the planning of video content or digital content. When you're in your wheelhouse, when you're in that place where yes, this is where I want to create content, it becomes fun again. And I think that I'm getting a extra boost of enthusiasm and an extra boost of energy when it comes to the content that we're using, which is good because the content that I'm creating, that's not the main goal here. We know what the main goal here is. The content that I'm creating, just like this, it's a marketing tool. That's really what this is. So it's good that I have a lot of energy for that because it's going to come out as being passionate about what I'm doing. And I think most people, if they're looking at me, they want to see someone who's passionate about it. So let's talk social media for a second, and then we're going to talk about exciting stuff because I'm over the moon about this stuff. It's crazy. But social media. So let's take a look at where we are at the end of this week. And I didn't see the gains that I was hoping to see because I really did try to be a little more engaged in sharing our profiles and try to get viewers. Now, and we're going to look at the goals again here in a second. But the one strategy that I had that's, just follow some people each day to see if we can get some follow backs. I didn't do a lot of that this week. And I think the numbers show that. Although we look at Facebook and we didn't gain any viewers from last week or any followers from last week, which, okay, I didn't focus a lot on Facebook, so that makes sense. Twitter, we gained 7. We're at 40 followers on Twitter at this point, and that doesn't count my personal followers, who also get the content fed to them. But just 625 Media itself, 40 followers. That's up 7 from the previous week. The trend started to come back down a little bit, but if we keep this up, we're going to meet our goal for Twitter, which is amazing considering how far behind the goal we really were. We wanted to more than triple our followers on Twitter, and we've done a pretty good job at that. Instagram, I'm looking at Instagram's numbers right now, and I'm seeing that I think I got the wrong number for our followers in August. We're now at 48, so we gained 6 followers this week. I wasn't super active either. I really just tried to get on there, follow a few people here and there. I got some just random organic followers this week, and it feels good. Like, oh, hey, you're following me. Great. We're probably not going to meet that goal, which is 100, I do believe, and I'll verify that here in a second. But we're gonna get pretty close. I'm feeling good about the growth there. Pinterest, we gained 1 more viewer. I haven't been really that active on Pinterest as far as 625 Media goes. Now, my personal Pinterest account actually is getting some repins and things like that, but I haven't been active really on Pinterest in a while. I know that was a big focus right out of the gate because, well, okay, I have a blog, and what do bloggers use? They use Pinterest to share their stuff, and I've kind of gotten away from that. I have to use Pinterest because I'm a blogger kind of thing. So it's kind of fallen back. I'm also not using the scheduling tools because now they want me to pay for it, and we don't have the money to pay for it right now. We just don't. Maybe later. Maybe when we actually have some revenue, maybe we can invest in those tools. But yeah. So 7, at least we gained 1 over the week. So Our goal was 25 there. We're not going to meet it. YouTube. Oof. Yeah, rough. And if there was one platform that I really focused on trying to gain some followers, gain some subscribers, it was YouTube. And all I saw, I think I saw more follows on Twitter as a result than I did subscribers on YouTube. So I need to rethink the strategy for YouTube. But I don't want to abandon the one that we have because it is useful and it could help us. I may look more at Facebook as well for that. Just try to find some Facebook YouTuber groups. So they've got to be out there, and see if we can find one that's closer to our niche and really make some connection there. Because we're doing that on Facebook as far as blog views. Why not try to do it for the YouTube? I did this weekend. Instead of posting like a social media, I did share the YouTube link to try to get some more people that way. And then Mix, I'm still learning that platform, and it's not really a social media. It's more of a information sharing platform. But I need to do some reading up on that and figure out how we can better at least get one by the end of this month. It may just be because it's kind of a newer platform, but that's where we are. I'm not disappointed, but I'm not necessarily excited, except for Twitter. Twitter looks really good. Just to remind us, the social media goals. We want 150 followers for Facebook, 50 for Twitter, 100 for Instagram, 100 for YouTube, 25 for Pinterest, and 25 for Mix. And that's really how I plan on getting there. Okay. So let's talk exciting stuff, because I am tired of talking about the goals, because I think I'm excited because I got it completed, and I got it completed well in advance. I actually expected into this month being okay. So it's the end of September, and technically I met my goal. Here you go. But we're actually going to have it launched next week. And it was one of the original ideas that I had when I first came up with the whole From the Attic concept. And it's called Workout Wednesday. And Thursday I talked about it a little bit and told you I would make some definite announcements here on Sunday, and I'm prepared to do that. So on Wednesday, September 18th, that is next Wednesday, we will be launching a new vlog segment called Workout Wednesday. I sit in this chair in front of my microphone, and I do different vocal exercises and read practice scripts and try to really criticize, and I'm going to say criticize what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and try to talk about what I should really be thinking about when I read some of the practice scripts, or what I should really be focusing on when I'm doing the exercises. Our first episode, actually, it's kind of a fun one. We're going to go through some tongue twisters, and that was a suggestion that I picked up online, that doing tongue twisters may be a good way for you to work on diction, word separation, and things along those lines. I had a lot of fun recording it, so hopefully you come check it out on Wednesday. If you have any scripts that you would like me to read as a practice, or if you have scripts you'd like me to read as a gig, absolutely. But scripts you like to read, or if you have any exercises that you do that you want me to try, make sure you're hitting. Hold on. It's like when Superman takes his glasses off. Like Clark Kent, he's kind of a doofus, and then he takes off his glasses, and then he's awesome. I drink my coffee, and now I can actually speak to you. But if you have any ideas for Workout Wednesday, please don't hesitate. Hit us up on social media at 625 Media and use the hashtag Workout Wednesday. Make sure you're mentioning us in your post, so that way I know it's for this and not some workout routine that I'm not going to do on camera. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So very exciting there. Ask a sock puppet. You guys have seen the sock puppet at this point. I'm trying to. Now, this one's a little more soft and a little more fluid because there's still some things to work out. But I'm trying to launch the Ask a Sock Puppet segment by Monday, September 30th. So by the last day of this month, which happens to be a Monday, I'm hoping to launch the sock puppet content. Still trying to work out a voice and a character or personality for the puppet. I'm getting close, but I'm not 100% comfortable with it yet. I don't want to use my voice. It'll probably be some variation of my voice because I don't want to go too off the rails there. But just got to decide what's going to be the best way to approach it as far as answering the questions. And do I want it to be ridiculous answers? Do I want to try to actually answer them? I'm trying to work out the logistics of filming because the attic, it's not necessarily that conducive to filming it, but I considered maybe green screening a background for the puppet. I like working with green screens. I don't get the chance anymore to do that. I don't have a green screen or a blue screen, but I can get the stuff to make my own fairly easily. Now I know there's a chroma key green, an actual color that you can use, and you pay extra to make sure that the muslin that you get is that color. I know, but we can find an affordable solution for a budget like ours. Also, lighting is going to be an issue, but I'm working those out in my head, and it's not a matter of, well, how do I do it? It's, okay, how do I get everything and make it actually work? So that's really what we're looking at. But in the meantime, if you want to ask a sock puppet a question, do it. I want to start collecting those questions now. Again, hit us up on social media, 625 Media, and use the hashtag #AskASockPuppet. Make sure you're mentioning 625 Media because I've talked about this before. Most ideas have been done. I want to do this idea. That tells me that you want me or you want my sock puppet to answer your question and not somebody else's. All right? So exciting stuff. I've got mixed emotions, I think, about September so far. We're halfway through. Some of our goals are just, I can see that we're super ambitious with them, and it's just not going to happen for some of those goals, especially with social media. But other goals, there's still a lot of time, and like the voiceover goal, I want to have one paying gig. I can't say that I've done a lot to try to do that, but we are trying to get the name out and the voice out a little bit. So it's not like with t-shirts where we did it for a little bit and we kind of just said, okay, you can sit over here. I don't need you anymore, when we really do need that. And we need to do more to find the balance between all of it. I'm getting better, and I'm starting to find some balance between the marketing side and then the content creation side, which is part of the marketing. But getting being on social media too much or not enough, and then creating content too much or not enough. I'm finding the balance there. Now it's time to start working in the other things and see how well we can actually fit this all together. And I think with the approach that I'm taking with content moving forward, we should be in a good position to have a pretty good balance and not have to spend more time doing the things that we need to do, and hopefully start benefiting from that, because we're almost at the end of month 3. And at some point, I'm not saying it's going to be at the end of month 3, but at some point we have to look at everything and go, okay, are we doing the right thing? Is this really what we want to do? Do we need to move on from some of this? That thought's always crossing my mind, and I'm sure those of you who are hustling hustling hard. Some of you are thinking that at times as well. Am I doing the right thing? Is this something that I should be pursuing? Or should I be focusing my efforts somewhere else that's going to be more beneficial to me and to the people that depend on me? And that's really where we are now. Luckily, I'm in a position where I do have a full-time job. I do have an income and benefits. So, I'm not relying on these things, but I'm not swimming in wealth. I'm not living so comfortably that I can take a vacation every 3 months to Disneyland. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm like most middle America going, how are we going to do Christmas this year? That's the kind of position that we're in. And I guess the thought is, could I be putting this effort somewhere else to try to solve that conundrum? I think we're far off from saying, no, we've got to scrap all this. I think we're still really far off. But as we move forward, some of these littler aspects of our side hustles may have to go away. And we've already started to do that. You notice that I haven't actually done any written content for the blog for probably a month at this point. And that's because the video is a lot easier to do. It's a lot quicker to produce. And there's still a written aspect to that, but I don't need to be nearly as thorough in what I'm writing because the video content is here. I mean, I've been speaking now for a little over 26 minutes. How many words have I said? And how long would it take me to write that number of words? I would say 3 to 4 times the amount of time. Because you go back, you reread it, and you go, I don't want to say it that way. Once I've said it, and it's done. So, still just moving forward, and that's good. That's good. And sometimes moving forward means cutting the fat. It does. All right, I could talk about that forever, but we're starting to run out of time. So, Wednesday, Workout Wednesday, be here, or I don't know. I just be here. Just come check it out. It's going to be fun. Especially if you're trying to get into something like voiceover or public speaking or anything that uses your voice. Check it out. See if it's something that you might want to pick up doing maybe once a week. Set aside a half hour and practice. Other than that, look for the sock puppets. Make sure you're sending us your questions on the social media. It's on the wrong side. There we go. It's up there. It's up there. Social media, all of them. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Mix. Follow us. Please help us meet those goals. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. In fact, make like 7 accounts and subscribe with all of them. All right, that's it for this vlog Sunday. I'm Josh. This has been From the Attic, and I will see you on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.